Hello, third grade. Welcome back. It is week 4 of distance learning. Today is Monday, so to start our week, we are going to do just a little bit of a recap of what we talked about last week. So you guys got to see my face a lot last week, and we learned a little bit about finding main ideas and details using that boxes and bullets strategy. So we're just going to take a little look back at that boxes and bullets strategy again, just to refresh our brains on what it is and what those different parts are and what they mean. So I'm going to pull up our boxes and bullets. Okay, here we have a plain boxes and bullets chart. First, we see the main idea box, and we know that that box houses the main idea of the piece of text that we're reading. And again, that main idea just means that it's the most important point. It's really what you're supposed to be getting out of reading that certain piece of text. What does the author really want me to know here? Okay, then those bullets, these supporting details bullets, are what we use to support that main idea. They're kind of our proof. They're our evidence that yes, this is the main idea, and I can tell you it's the main idea because blah, 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 right? We use those supporting details to support our idea of our main idea. We have done a lot of really great practice last week in organizing your information and filling out those boxes and bullets charts. And this week you're going to get to do even more with that information that you're collecting. You'll kind of see what the next steps are. But just so we're all freshened up because it's a new week, we're going to start with a little bit of a boxes and bullets activity here on our own, where tonight you guys will have the opportunity to read and complete another boxes and bullets chart as we start this new week. So just to get us going here, I am going to read us a passage and we are going to complete a boxes and bullets chart together. All right, so I've went ahead and I've pulled up the piece of text that we're going to read, and I also have my boxes and bullets chart nearby for me to do while I am reading. So the first thing I'm going to do is just sort of do a read through. So let's read it. It's called Large and in Charge, okay? So I'm already thinking that this might have something to do with size. I see a picture of an elephant on the bottom, so I'm guessing that it has something to do with an elephant size, but we'll see. The African elephant is the largest land animal on Earth. The African elephant can measure up to 13 feet tall. It can weigh as much as 5,000 to 14,000 pounds. Elephants use their tusks to get food by digging up roots and taking bark off trees. The African elephant can eat as much as 300 pounds of food a day. An elephant's trunk is actually a long nose used for smelling, breathing, trumpeting, drinking, and grabbing things. Wow. Okay, so in this we've learned some really interesting facts about elephants, but I'm going to try to think about what was the biggest idea. And a lot of the times when we're looking for the main idea of a piece of text, we can use the heading, so large and in charge. We kind of thought that might have something to do with size. We can also sometimes see if the main idea is in the first sentence. I'm going to reread my first sentence here. My first sentence says, "The African elephant is the largest land mammal on Earth." Well, kind of like I guessed, and after reading, I'm going to agree that this main idea of this text seems like it has to do with the African elephant being a pretty large animal. And this first sentence tells me that it is the largest land animal on Earth. So we can go ahead and be pretty safe in saying that our main idea here is that the African elephant is the largest land animal on Earth. Okay, this is a pretty great main idea. It's pretty straightforward, and it's telling us that yes, this animal is the largest animal on Earth. So now we have our main idea. The African elephant is the largest land animal on Earth. So now that we have that main idea sort of figured out, we also need to be able to support or have proof that tells us, yep, that is our main idea, and here is how I know. So now we're going to go back in and we're going to reread in order to try and figure out if we can support or find evidence that proves that our main idea of this piece of text is that the African elephant is the largest land animal on Earth. All right, guys, a little change of scenery here. I had to plug in my computer, but now we're going to go back in and we're going to look for those supporting details. So let's do a little reading. And again, as we're reading this time, we have in the back of our head the main idea that the elephants are the largest land animals on Earth. So as you're reading, you want to make sure that you are looking for and being a detective to find details that support that big idea. So let's go back. And as soon as I see something that kind of ding, ding, ding tells me that it has something to do with my main idea, I'm going to stop and I'm going to add it to my boxes and bullets chart. So the African elephant is the largest land animal on Earth. The African elephant can measure up to 13 feet tall. I'm going to stop there right away because 13 feet tall, that's pretty huge. I'm only 5 feet 4 inches, so 13 feet seems like huge. So when I'm going into my boxes and bullet chart, I'm definitely going to add that as a supporting detail, okay? Because an elephant being 13 feet tall really does prove that it's the largest land animal on Earth, okay? So I'm going to say can be up to 13 feet tall. Okay, let's keep going. It can weigh as much as 5,000 to 14,000 pounds. This another is a huge important fact that supports our main idea. If an animal is 5,000 to 14,000 pounds, that's pretty huge. I'm not going to tell you guys how much that I weigh, but I don't think it's anywhere close to 5,000 to 14,000 pounds. So we're definitely going to add that to our list. Okay, can weigh as much as 5,000 to 14,000 pounds. Wow, I can't believe that. Let's keep going. I have a third bullet I want to try to fill, but maybe not. Let's see. Elephants use their tusks to get food by digging up roots and taking bark off trees. It's interesting. The African elephant can eat as much as 300 pounds of food a day. If you're eating 300 pounds of food a day, that probably is telling me that you're a pretty big animal. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add that to my chart. So eats as much as 300 pounds of food a day. Okay, I'm going to go through and just make sure there's nothing else I could add to my chart. An elephant's trunk is actually a long nose used for smelling, breathing, trumpeting, drinking, or grabbing things. Again, that's really interesting information about their trunk, but it really doesn't have anything to do with their size, so I'm not going to add anything else. But let's go back and let's check out what we found. So again, our main idea was that elephants are huge. They're the biggest land animal on Earth. So let's go through our supporting details that we found, and let's make sure that they match up. So, first one, they can be up to 13 feet tall. Is that telling me that they're large land animals? Yeah, it is. 13 feet tall is huge. Okay? Next, we have they can weigh as much to 5,000 as 14,000 pounds. 5,000 to 14,000 pounds is a lot. So yeah, I would say that's definitely telling me that they are the largest land animal. And my third one is that they eat as much as 300 pounds of food a day. If something's eating that much, yeah, it's definitely telling me that it's the largest land animal. All right, so we had yet another opportunity for you guys to check out and see how I, the professional, would do this boxes and bullets chart. So you guys tonight, before we get started with the next chunk of work for the week or the next steps with gathering this information, we are going to give you one more practice assignment of figuring out what the boxes and bullets are. You're finding the main idea and the details in a text. Easy peasy. So remember the big things we've talked about. We're looking for the main idea. It's what is it totally about? What's the big takeaway here? And those supporting details, again, you just want to make sure that they back it up. We can't make claims without backing them up. So when we're making a claim of a main idea, we need to be able to look in our text and find those supporting details. Another big thing that I want to make sure we all remember is that our supporting details are going to come directly from the text. If you see what I pulled here, it's word for word what was found in the text. So you guys need to be using the text to find those supporting details. You don't have to use your own words. You don't have to do any of that right now. You're worried about pulling those facts, okay? So directly from the text, you're shooting to find those supporting details, okay? So we've had a lot of practice on this. You guys can definitely rewatch this video if you miss hearing my voice, you just want to see my face a little bit more, or if you need a little bit more help with the boxes and bullets strategy. This video is available for you to check out, but otherwise, good luck you guys. You're all gonna rock it.